Before we get started, here's a few highlights from today's game.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Sandoval swings and misses.
Is line toward right field, headed for the corner. That's in for a hit. Streaking around and scoring is Heredia. And Adrian.
You can't pick the judge, you can't pick the fans. You know what happened.
Grounded to third. There's one. On to first. Hits a double play. Gio Urshela, and he wraps one to center field and deep. Already back, still back, turning, looking. See ya. Tie game. Urshela goes yard.
Pitch is popped up. Freeman foul ground. Lots of room. Over the shoulder catch.
Over the mound. Gleyber Torres, there's one on the first. It's a double play. Able to get a run in. And that one's going to get past Darno. Here comes Hicks. He'll score. Yankees lead 2-1.
Get your comments ready. Here's Derek with the post-game reaction.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to NYY Recaps. Now, first of all, that is not a misprint on your screen. The Yankees scored more runs than their opponents today. That is one in a row. And it's been so long since the Yankees have won that I forgot that I'm supposed to do this every time they win.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
All right, let's go through the summary. I'm going to get through my notes, and then I'll take comments from the audience today. So first, batter of the game. Actually, Taillon came out of the gate looking real good, struck out the leadoff hitter. Freeman picked up a base hit against the shift. He's just such a good hitter. Just such a good hitter. Torres made a nice play in the first inning. 13-pitch inning for Taillon to begin the game, came out sharp. Bottom of the first, Judge, I felt, just missed one off the end of the bat. It was a really good swing. It had that trajectory of one of those home runs that he hits over the bullpen and into the bleachers, but it was just off the end of the bat. But both pitchers wearing number 50 in this game. Odd. Top of the second, Tauchman looks good out there in left field, made a couple of nice plays, couple of nice routes. Sandoval struck out on an up-and-away fastball. Great pitch from Taillon. That's a great pitch to left-handers in general. They seem to have trouble with the up-and-away fastball. Just like lefties crush that down-and-in pitch, a lot of them struggle with that up-and-away four-seamer. And we saw that with Ken Griffey Jr. back during, I want to say it was Dwight Gooden's no-hitter. So bottom of the second, Stanton K's on a slider. He's just looked pathetic over the last, all season. Just swinging at all sorts of sliders. I think Gleyber hits a pop-up, and I felt like I was in Groundhog Day. I felt like Sonny and Cher should have been coming on the radio because I keep seeing the same thing over and over again. And then Ford rocking the mustache today. The Donnie Baseball mustache on Donnie's birthday. Love it. He looks like Bill Burr from King of Staten Island. Don't know if you've seen that. Adrianza with an RBI double on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball that got too much of the plate in the top of the third. Good backdoor curve to get Freeman to end the inning, but the Braves take a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the third, double by Urshela, but the runner gets stranded. DJ strikes out on a nasty curveball. Top of the fourth, few hangers. Taillon's pace kind of slowed. I thought that was his worst inning of the night, but he did get a double play to get out of it. So if you make your pitches and get out of it, that's all that really matters. Bottom of the fourth, good at bats from both Judge and Stanton to draw the walk. Judge took a 1-0 fastball over the inner half of the plate at 94, though. And I was thinking, why aren't you swinging at that pitch? 1-0, what are you looking for? You should be looking for a fastball inner half that you can drive. Why not take a nice big hack at that pitch? I was just kind of surprised he let that one pass, but he does work the walk. Gleyber with a fielder's choice, more soft contact. We used to call that throwing your ass out there. When you kind of throw the hands and you lean back with your backside. That's not the way to hit an outside pitch. He's trying to pull those outside pitches. What you're supposed to do with an outside pitch is just let it travel till it gets deep in the zone, and then just take your normal swing. When you're a kid and you're hitting the ball to right field as a right-handed hitter, a lot of your coaches will say, well, he was late. You're late. You're swinging too late. When actually you're doing a good thing. You're letting the ball travel and drive the ball to the opposite field. And then Ford struck out on a questionable call, bottom of the fourth. Top of the fifth, strong inning from Tyon. He finishes with 80 pitches, 55 strikes. 5 innings pitch, 4 hits, 1 run, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Really good outing for him. His best outing as a Yankee so far. Really promising signs. He had a really good curveball. It was over 3,000 RPM on the spin rate, according to David Cohn. I didn't see the stats myself. I'm just going to take his word for it. Bottom of the fifth, good takes from Gary. Ultimately, he pops out. He just missed later in the game on a grand slam. I feel like Gary is close. Gary is very, very close. He's just missing. Gio hits a monster home run to center field. Great sound. He barreled it perfectly. If you go back and watch the replay, the slow-mo, he just barrels that ball up perfectly. Had a great, clean sound. 1-1 after 5. Top of the sixth, nice play on a pop-up by Sanchez behind the plate up against the screen there. And then nice job by Lucas Litke, who's making a play to stay on this team. I don't know if he's going to be able to once Zach Britton comes back, but I like him. I like Lucas Litke. Even though his numbers are not great, he's had more trouble than some of the other relievers. But keep in mind, this guy's had a long layoff. I like his stuff, and I like the way that he attacks hitters. Bottom of the sixth, good at bat by Gardy. Ultimately strikes out. Another weak at bat by Stanton. Strikes out looking. Here's the booze. And then another at bat from Glaber. Weak grounder. Again, just kind of threw the hands at it on an outside pitch. Hit a weak ground ball. His swing looks like an unfolded lawn chair right now. It really does look terrible. Bottom of the seventh, Ford ripped one at the first baseman, Freeman, but he caught it. Freeman also made a great defensive play over the shoulder. Top of the eighth, Loaizaga hit Ozuna, and Ozuna looked like he got hit by lightning. It looked like he got assassinated by a sniper up in the roof. It was the funniest looking. He was in his face as he was falling down. He gets hit, and you see him, and then he goes, "Ooh, what happened?" It's really, really funny. But then he gets the 6-3 DP. Great play by Gleyber Torres. I shouldn't say great play. It was a good play. You got to make that play. Nice, easy Sunday hop. He fields it, steps on second, throws to first, and I shouted, "Johnny Lasagna!" Bottom of the eighth, Hicks pinch hitting for Talkman, who I thought did a nice job in the outfield, but didn't swing the bat much today. Hicks is going to be out of the lineup tomorrow, probably. He's been basically benched from the starting role while he works on some mechanical issues. But he draws a walk. DJ picks up a nice base hit. He's up to 300 on the season. And then Judge picks up a great situational hit. I was thinking right there that if Judge hits one out of the park, that it might put the Yankees on like a 10-game win streak. Because the momentum, like the energy in the stadium was such that we hadn't seen all season. Instead, he picks up a base hit to right field. Nice job. Hicks has to stop at third. I thought they might send Hicks right there. But with Frazier coming up, or actually, I believe Gardner was coming up, and Frazier pinch hit for him. And then there's a wild pitch, scores a run. Frazier has a bad at bat, kind of pops out, but he did have a couple of really good swings on the foul balls. That's something that I picked up on. His swings were very aggressive. He was trying to hit his way out of it. John Boy and Jake had a great piece about how little Frazier's swinging at balls in the zone. And if he's just a little bit more aggressive, then I think he's gonna hit his way out of this. And then Glaber with, surprise, surprise, a pop-out. Then Ford picks up an RBI walk. Yankees go up 3-1. And then Chapman in the ninth, absolutely filthy. Touches 102, touches 100 and 101 multiple times. And the Yankees win this. Let's hear it one more time because we haven't heard it in a while.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
I want to say that I don't feel like the Yankees really won this game. I feel like the Braves lost it because the wild pitch and then the walk with the bases loaded. If the Yankees had done that, I guarantee we would have been saying the Yankees lost this game. They blew it. So the Yankees didn't go out and take this game. If Judge had hit a 3-run home run there in the eighth, you would say, okay, Yankees fought back, got a big home run from one of their big boppers. It's worth noting, still no power tonight from the lineup. I saw a piece on MLB Network about how the Yankees are seeing 20% less fastballs than any team in the league. And that goes back to their philosophy. And I want to touch on this because the Yankees didn't really hit great tonight. They had 3 hits going into the 7th inning. So let's not break open the champagne yet. It is a win. It's nice. The Yankees are still 6-10. They've still got work to do. A lot of work to do. I do feel like they're going to go on a run once they hit the road. They got to win tomorrow, get feeling good, and then they take on a couple of teams. I believe they go to Cleveland. Detroit. They got some lesser difficulty teams coming up. But they didn't have great at-bats. They were better at-bats than they had previously, but, small improvements, I guess, is good. They did look bad a few times on some strikeouts, especially Giancarlo Stanton. And this team's not hitting for power. And as I mentioned, with the exit velocity thing, the Yankees really value exit velocity. That's one of the reasons they traded for Stanton. It's one of the reasons they went out and got Rougned Odor rather than keeping Tyler Wade. Tyler Wade's a better baseball player than Rougned Odor, just all around. Defense, base running. He's not a good hitter, but I believe he hits for, roughly the same average as Odor. Odor's just got more power. The Yankees value power and exit velocity. And when you're trying to create exit velocity, you're taught to hunt fastballs. What creates more exit velocity than squaring up a good fastball? The Twins are another team that does this. They hunt fastballs. So teams have decided the way to beat the Yankees is to throw breaking balls early in the count for strikes. The Yankees are going to sit back and wait on them. And when you get 2 strikes, they're just burying sliders in the dirt, throwing breaking balls just off the plate, or they're blowing the fastball by him up in the zone. Sometimes they're taking pitches right down the middle because they're not used to seeing the fastball. So the Yankees are seeing less fastballs, and they're not connecting as much. But it was good to see a win. It's good to see a little bit of life out of this team. I like the move of putting Tauchman in there. I like the move of putting Ford in there. Someone came onto my channel middle of the game and said, quit saying that Ford is the answer. After 2 at-bats, come on, let the kid play. I think Ford swings the bat well, and I think he's going to do a better job than Rougned Odor in the lineup. And that allows you to play your strongest middle infield with DJ LeMahieu at second base rather than Odor. Odor's not a great fielder, right? And so I want some good defense up the middle. I want DJ LeMahieu at second. I'll live with Torres at short if that's all we got. I would prefer Gio get a shot, but hey, let's let Torres have a shot. Maybe we can, have him make the routine plays. That would be good enough. Thomas Clark says Tampa up 7-4, Orioles up 7-5. Anthony Ruggieri says Yankees have the same player 9 times in the lineup. You're not wrong. Riley Moore says Gleyber stranded 5 tonight. Yeah, that was Gleyber's going through a funk right now. Let's be clear about that. He's not playing well. PXNA says Odor suck. I don't think he sucks. I think that he's not a great contact hitter, and that's kind of what the Yankees need right now. Prince Boss says Gio is team MVP. Him or Cole? I think Cole so far has been the team MVP for sure. Ryan Tuhey says nice win, but Gleyber looks so uncomfortable in the batter's box right now. Yeah, honestly, if there were an opportunity to bring somebody up, like if Oswald Peraza were ready or Anthony Volpe were ready, I would say that you bring one of those guys up for a couple of weeks and let Gleyber Torres go figure some things out at AAA. But Gleyber did pick up a nice double play today, so he is, at least making the random plays, the routine plays now. Let's see. Rich says, can Higgy be the starter? Today is Higgy's birthday. Finally, a Yankee win. Yo, Elvis, I didn't see your super chat. I'm sorry. It's not showing up on my screen, so I apologize if I missed it. Let me see if I can scroll back through and find it real quick. I sometimes miss them when people add them early on because I'm reading off of my notebook. I don't see it, Yo, Elvis. I'm sorry. If you ask your question again, I'll try and get to it. Avedon says, Gleyber should put the glasses back on. Yes, that's what I've been saying. He said they weren't prescription glasses. They were just like see-through glasses, which why wear them? If you're going to do, was it just for aesthetics? I don't get it. Why would you want to wear more things? Like, why, when you have to run, would you want to put more weight onto your body? I just don't get it. But maybe they cut down on glare. Maybe they cut down on, particles of dust from the infield getting in his eye. I don't know. But maybe it's something that he doesn't even quite realize. But they help him when he's wearing them. Grayson says, "Wait, we won?" I know. Don't change the adjustments on your monitor. The Yankees actually picked up a win tonight. Duffman says, "Yo!" I thought I had a yo. I'm sorry. That's a clown horn on me. I'll give you a
excellent.
Barrett Cockcock. Barrett Cockcock? That sounds bad. I'm gonna get flagged for profanity for saying your username. The mustache wins. Hey, look, I'm all down for guys rocking the mustache. If you guys remember a few years ago, Brett Gardner was rocking the mustache for a while. Jason Giambi had a good mustache for a while. You can't beat Tom Selleck's mustache in Mr. Baseball. Jorge Garza says, Tyone did pretty good tonight. He did pretty well. I'll say that. He did pretty well. Best start as a Yankee so far. Aunt Mig says, do you think Kluber will go at least 5 tomorrow? It would be nice. There was a great video from MLB Network, and you can find it on YouTube. And it's called, Are You Concerned About the Yankees? It was a segment from one of their shows. And they were talking about how Kluber's stuff has taken a tick down, but he's still got enough to get ground balls and stuff. But he's really being hurt by the Yankees defense. I can think of a couple of times where he's gotten the double play and a couple of times where he should have gotten the double play and he didn't. I've been thinking about Giancarlo Stanton. I want to talk about Giancarlo Stanton for a second. If the Yankees can get 145 games out of Giancarlo Stanton this year at DH, I mean, he's already got 3 home runs in 16 games. So you multiply that times 10. He's on pace for 30 home runs. He'll probably pick it up when the weather turns. Let's say Giancarlo hits 35 to 38 home runs. He hit 38 home runs in his first season with the Yankees. Do you think the Angels would be willing to take him on as a DH? They're losing the contract of Albert Pujols. We know that their owner likes to spend. Now, you do have Shohei Ohtani, who can DH a lot of time, but he can also hit when he pitches. He's just kind of an all-around player. You might be able to even play Ohtani in the field occasionally. He's apparently a pretty good outfielder from what I've heard, people who've seen him play the outfield. Stanton, out there in California, in LA, that might be just the type of move that he would be willing to take. The guy who runs the Angels is, he used to be Brian Cashman's apprentice. I don't know if they would make that move, but it would be one that I would, if I'm Brian Cashman and I'm still employed by the Yankees somehow this winter, and Giancarlo's coming off of that season where he hits 38 home runs, I'm calling up my buddy or I'm texting him and I'm saying, hey, look, I've got one Giancarlo Stanton. We owe him $22 million a year. We'll eat half of that. You can have a Giancarlo Stanton who will put butts in the seats. He'll pay for his own contract. $10 million, $11 million maybe for the next 5 years. You play him at DH, he's going to hit 30-plus home runs. He's going to give you more than probably what Pujols is giving you this season. So you're improving there. Maybe they make that deal. Probably not. Maybe I'm just high on the Yankees win. High on life tonight. But I would consider that. Isaiah Torres says, bring the Martian up. The Martian has now played a professional game apparently tonight. I haven't seen a box score yet, but he posted on his Instagram him in the baseball pants sitting around with a bunch of other guys in their jerseys. So it sounds like he's going to be in the lineup tonight. I think he's playing in the Dominican Summer League, but I'm not really sure if there's box scores that are going to be available for that. I want to do a Martian tracker here pretty soon. Ryan Farrell says, Stanton for a bucket of baseballs and a high five. I'll make that deal. Yeah, Spicy Taco says, Stanton has a no-trade contract. I'm aware of that. And that doesn't mean that they can't trade him. That contract existed when they traded for him last time. That's why I said that might be the type of move he would accept, to go out to the Angels, to go out to California. He wanted to go to California. They're technically the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, of California, of Earth, of the solar system now. But I think he would be willing to make that move. Prince Boss says Davey for the Cleveland series. I heard it's going to be Domingo Germán. Davey just started the other night. Domingo Germán will probably get the start. And honestly, I feel good about Domingo Germán. I think he's going to pitch better than he did the last couple times. Joseph Menegas says, what about Florial? I like Florial. I don't know what the Yankees' plans are for him, but they seem to be getting away from guys who don't hit for a ton of power. He seems like a defense guy. He would be a great fourth outfielder. I would imagine you'll see him at some point if somebody gets hurt. Chase says, when does Luke Voit come back? Right around May 15th. That's when we're expecting him back. Swainer says, Derek, could you tell me about Oswald Peraza real quick? Is he a good contact hitter? So apparently he's a great defensive player, great defensive shortstop. The knock on him has been his offense, and he hasn't hit much in the minor leagues. But watching him in spring training, he had some really good swings. I thought his mechanics looked really good. He was really balanced at the plate. He's got really good bat speed, really good approach at the plate. I think it's just reps. I honestly think that if you give him, like they say in Moneyball, you give him 500 at bats, he's going to hit. That's what I think, just from watching him. John Daniel Munoz says 3 pop-ups with the bases loaded. All I'm going to say. That's because they're trying to hit home runs with the bases loaded. They're trying to hit grand slams. And, it's like they just don't learn from their mistakes. If you just hit a base hit driving a couple runs there, it'll get the job done. Rockstar27 says, do we have Dietrich, Derek Dietrich? Derek Dietrich is apparently at AAA as well. I'm not high on Dietrich. I just don't think he can hit very well. I don't think he's the type of player the Yankees need. I do like his energy. Gus says, Yankees should trade for Blackmon and Trevor Story. That would be a blockbuster. I like Blackmon. I don't think Trevor Story is going to happen, though. He's going to need too much money. And the Yankees don't want to pay for another big contract. West Coast says, who from the Cubs would you trade for if you were the Yankees GM? Honestly, I don't know who they have that I would want right now. Maybe Happ, Ian Happ. I like Happ. He's a young guy, though. The Cubs would never deal him.